Hello everyone, in our today's session we will learn about Adobe Forms in SAP. Let us see the overview for this session. First we'll describe about the SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe scenario, and then we'll understand the technical architecture behind the Adobe Forms. Now first let us see the purpose behind the Adobe Forms. As of SAP NetWeaver, that is in SAP Web Application Server, you can use a new solution to create interactive forms and print forms for the optimization of the form-based print business processes. Now this solution uses PDF, that is a portable document format, and software from the Adobe systems that has been integrated into the SAP environment. So here this means that prior to Adobe Forms, the data which we used to save were under the print formats, that is under the print forms where the business processes uses the data under the PDFs. But here with the help of Adobe Forms, we'll make the forms interactive along with the print forms for your form-based business processes. Also, this solution provides us PDF format, that is portable document formats, and allows the software from the Adobe systems to be integrated with the SAP environment. Here we can create interactive forms in PDF format that allow the users to fill out the form on the screen and save their entries in the XML format in the form. When the SAP system receives that PDF form, it extracts the data saved in the form and can process it further. So this is how we may serve the data in the form of an interactive form, and along with that the user can fill out the form on the screen and save their entries in the XML format. Then we can also merge a form template with current system data to generate a PDF document that can be printed or sent by email. So here we have a feature where we can send the data which we have saved under that PDF document with the help of a printout, or we can send it via an email. So this is the main purpose behind the Adobe Forms. Next, let us see some of the business advantages for that SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe. Here it provides the advantages like interactive functions automate the creation of date for SAP systems. Further, full integration into the SAP development environments for Java and ABAP. Then it is a user-friendly tool which reduces the time and cost associated with creating form layouts. Then the usage of that PDF format means that forms retain their appearance regardless of the environment in which they are used. Then it reduces the operational cost. Further, it helps us to communicate and collaborate more effectively. And last, it enables new collaborative business scenarios with interactive forms based on PDF. So here these are some of the business advantages which has been offered by the interactive forms, that is Adobe. So here with the help of that interactive forms, we can retain the appearance of that particular format, that is a PDF format, regardless of the environment in which they are used. And also here it helps us to reduce the cost and save the time while we create the form layouts. So these are some of the business advantages under the SAP Interactive Forms. Next we'll see the architecture related to the SAP NetWeaver. So here this diagram represents the full integration into the SAP NetWeaver. So this is the SAP NetWeaver, and here this SAP NetWeaver is fully integrated with the application platform, where we have the application platform as Java, that is J2EE, and we have an application platform as an ABAP, where it will design the documents based on the Adobe Designer. So here under this SAP NetWeaver, we have the WebSphere and the .NET facilities, where it has people integration, information integration, process integration, and application platform. So here the application platform, where it has been connected to the Adobe Designer, where it has been divided into two parts. One is the Java part, another is the ABAP part. So under the ABAP part we have an ABAP workbench, and under the Java part we have a Web Dynpro. So here this is the fully integrated part with the SAP NetWeaver to the Adobe Forms. So here we have two types of Adobe integration, that is with the help of one Adobe Designer for Java and one Adobe Designer for ABAP. The SAP Interactive Forms by Adobe is included in the SAP Web Application Server and can be used by any applications that are based on SAP NetWeaver, that is the version 04 or later. Now here we have some of the forms solution based on the Adobe software. So the following Adobe software is included in the form solution, like we have an Adobe Lifecycle Designer, we have an Adobe Document Services, and we have Adobe Document Services which runs on J2E engine, that is Java engine. So first we'll see under that Adobe software what is Adobe Lifecycle Designer. This is a graphical tool which is used for designing the form layouts. It is integrated into the SAP NetWeaver Developer Studio and ABAP Workbench. So here previously we have seen the SAP NetWeaver which has been integrated with the application platform. So here under this SAP NetWeaver we have the Adobe Lifecycle which has been integrated with this particular platform, and here the data has been incorporated into the ABAP Workbench from the Adobe Lifecycle. So after Adobe Lifecycle Designer, next we have Adobe Document Services. Web services are used to generate the PDF forms at runtime in interactive scenarios. They extract the XML data from the form and send it to the system. So this is the use of the Adobe Document Services, where it interacts with the data that has been provided at the runtime, and they extract the data in the XML format and send it to the system. And last we have Adobe Document Services which runs on SAP J2EE engine. This means that you must install the Java stack of the SAP Web Application Server regardless of the development language. That is, whenever we install the SAP Adobe Forms, we require this document service where the data must be installed on the Java stack of that application server, that is a web application server, regardless of the development language, that is either Java using the WebDynPro or ABAP using the ABAP Workbench which has been used by our application. So this is the Adobe software which has been included under the SAP system. Now next we'll see about the communication of the components during the runtime. Now here during runtime we have the ABAP Web Application Server acting as a server from the Adobe Forms. So here either we can have a Java stack or an ABAP stack depending upon the development language which we have used. So if we have used an ABAP stack, then we would be having an ABAP Workbench where we will have the ABAP application code, then we have the web services under that PDF document, and then we'll do the post-processing framework during the runtime. And here we'll have an SOAP protocol to be used which will be linked to the web services. For the Java stack, that is where we have used J2EE stack, we'll have our application code under that Java, and we will have the PDF document where that Java data will be fetched. And then we have a SOAP protocol which has been connected to the web services. So this is how the web application server works with the application platforms, with either of the Adobe Designer based on Java or ABAP, and based on that the web services are being placed with the help of a SOAP protocol. So this is how the communication takes place during the runtime for Java and for ABAP. So this is the explanation for the pictorial representation of the web application server during runtime. Now next we'll see what are the different software components required for Adobe along with the SAP Workbench. So here first we'll see what are the software components that Adobe provides. So here under the Adobe, first we'll have the ADS, that is the Adobe Document Services. So here it has the components like it has been implemented as a web service on SAP NetWeaver 04. Then it generates a PDF based document based on template, then based on data. That is, we have an XML format data where it will have the XML form template and XML form data. Then it has an Adobe Reader which has been available, that is Adobe Reader writes to the PDF where the data will be provided at the runtime. Then we have extracts data from a PDF and additional features like inscription, digital signatures and certificates. So these are some of the features been provided by the ADS, that is Adobe Document Services. Then further it provides Adobe Lifecycle Designer where we'll design the data for creating the form templates. And we have an Adobe Reader where it will read the data from the Adobe form and provide the data in a PDF format. So these are some of the software components which is provided by the Adobe. Then next we'll see what are the different components provided by the SAP. So here SAP provides SAP NetWeaver Developer Studio where we have Java development tools and we have designer integration tools. Then we have SAP Web Application Server where we have the protocol in picture where it will be connected to that SAP application server. So here under this application server we have WebDynPro runtime for Java, then we have an PDF object and we have a reader integration control. So these are some of the components provided by the SAP. So these were software components for Adobe and SAP.